I can't go out. I can't talk to people. Like, you know that this is a problem. If you are doing your
Mm.
daily, weekly, or monthly or yearly introspection,
Evaluation.
evaluation of yourself, assessment of yourself, you'll be like, okay, I have a problem.
Hello, everyone. My name is L to the O to the LLYCIOUS. You know me as Delicious, the media entrepreneur. And I'm so happy to be shooting this episode because it's something that I've always wanted to talk about. Like, not really talk about, but to get someone to talk about it. In case you are new to this channel, please do subscribe to my channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for staying glued to this channel. Of course, you know that I don't bring something that you do not like. So trust me that you will definitely get to love this episode. Once again, my name is Delicious, and with me today is Cecil. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Sesu. I'm a student of psychology. I am an avid reader. I love like finding out and knowing the workings of the human mind, like how cognitive patterns can affect behavior and the world around us, how we can perceive the world around us.
Today, we're going to be talking about personality disorder. I hope you know that personality can make or mar your success story. A lot of people are almost at the verge of achieving big time success, but because of the personality they have, it has actually affected the way they relate with people that would help them. You know, the way they relate with people that will pull them up the ladder, the way they do a lot of things that will get people to see them as authority in their field, and it just affect them generally. So today we're going to be talking about personality disorders, and if you have personality disorder, how can you manage, and not just manage, for somebody that maybe you have a friend that has a personality disorder, how can you, cope with that person, and then there's not going to be any issue. Yeah, before I ask you this, I read a book, Why You Act the Way You Do, by Tim LaHaye, when he talked about people's personality types, people's individualities, how we are different from each other. He talked about sanguine, choleric, melancholy, and then phlegmatic. A lot of people say, hey, it's my personality. Any small thing like this, they'll start telling you, hey, it's my personality. Now, bringing it to this, how can a layman understand personality to be?
Okay. So yeah, what is personality? I'm sure the word, like a lot of psychological jargons are being thrown around these days. So you what people's understanding of personality is like, okay, this is just my behavior, my character. That is basically what personality means actually. But personality are enduring characteristics, like it is consistent. This is how you were and this is how you are behaving. So they are enduring characteristics of individuals' behaviors, their cognitive pattern, their emotions and their feelings that makes them unique. You understand?
Okay.
Like people have different personalities. So it's a mix of like how you think, how you feel, how you perceive the world around you, how you process emotions, and how you behave. That makes you unique. So that is your personality. Yes. The way we have normal behaviors, that's like those are socially acceptable behaviors. What is socially acceptable
What are
and
the
all that.
socially acceptable behaviors?
Okay, there's a way you are meant to behave. There's emotional. You're meant to have empathy. It is expected that as a normal functioning human being, that your emotions are like you have normal emotional capacity. When you see someone die, even if you don't know the person, at least empathy. Or when you see somebody hurt, at least you're meant to have empathy.
Yeah.
But somebody that has maladaptive emotional, like there's something wrong with the way your emotions are,
Wow.
you just be blank. Do you understand? So those are abnormal.
Can we call it abnormal? But there's a way that they say people respond to grief.
Yeah.
People respond to grief in different manners. So even if they are not crying, can we not say like, oh, because they are not crying, because they are not empathetic about this whole thing, they are not
Yeah.
humans?
Not that now, because those are observable behaviors. Crying,
Okay.
obviously, those are observable behaviors, the ones that we can see. Over those are overt behaviors. So covert behaviors, those are the like things that are not like they're not obvious to the normal eye, to the normal like normal people eye. Is only a trained psychologist or a trained therapist that will see them. So if after putting these individuals through these tests to assess their emotional capacity, to assess their feelings, and like in-depth vigorous assessment, like very in-depth comprehensive assessment, and you see that these people, they still don't have this emotional capacity, then you can term it as abnormal behavior,
Okay.
maladaptive behavior.
Apart from the way Tim LaHaye described it in his book, when he talked about being a sanguine, being a choleric, being phlegmatic and all. There's this popular way people understand personalities to be. Oh, you're either an introvert or you're an extrovert. There's also the middle one where people say, oh, I'm an ambivert. Are these only the personality types that exist?
So yeah, so along the line of psychology development, there's something called psychological tests.
Okay.
Psychological test assessments. This is to assess different aspects. We have intelligence tests, we have aptitude tests, we have personality tests.
Okay.
So along the line, different people have developed their own personality tests, different personality tests.
Okay.
So you have the Myers Briggs, you have the Big Five. I think Myers Briggs and the Big Five are the same thing. Even in the vocational field of psychology, that is matching, like finding using your personality to match you to the job. Using like yeah,
The
measuring
personality type
yeah,
and the kind of
measuring
job that you can
yes,
do.
measuring your personality to find the right job for you. There are different personality tests that you can go through.
Okay.
In we have the VIASEC, we have some other ones that I cannot recall right now.
All right, thank you so much. Now, you were talking about people that have maladaptive. Is that what you
Yeah,
called it? Okay.
maladaptive.
Maladaptive behaviors. Now, coming to personality disorder, how can we know the people that are normal and then the people that have this disorder? What is there like a symptom to recognize that, oh, this person has personality disorder? Hey, don't go close to this person. And then how can we make sure that this thing does not become what do we don't neglect these people that have personality disorder when we've noticed them, you understand? So how can we identify personality disorders?
Okay. On the maladaptive behavior, when you know that okay, this is a problem, is when these personalities, these characteristics of their personality is not allowing them to have fulfilling and functional lives. It's not allowing the individuals to have interpersonal relationships with people. It is causing
Okay.
problems. It's causing it's causing problems in their interpersonal relationship with people. It's causing problems with themselves. It's them versus them.
But
Bipolar.
wait though, can there be situation whereby this person has a personality disorder and he does
Mm.
not know that he's suffering from this disorder?
Yes, definitely. Like probably a lot of people are going through this. They don't know. And mental health awareness. Thank God it's 2024. The awareness is rising, but
Okay.
it's not as much as it should be. So a lot of people are walking around or are moving around with problems that can be solved if you see a therapist, if you see a psychologist, but they
Mm.
don't know. So but if like I believe that a lot of adults, there's an age you will reach. You'll be doing introspection on yourself and be like, okay, I have a problem. You know, the first step to solving a problem is you identifying that you have a problem.
Yeah.
So if I have this behavior, this antisocial behavior, I can't go out, I can't talk to people. Like you know that this is a problem. Like why, if you are doing your
Mm.
daily, weekly, or monthly or yearly introspection,
Evaluation.
evaluation of yourself, assessment of yourself, you'd be like, okay, I have a problem. And also, a lot of people know that they have a problem, but how can I solve the problem? They don't know what avenues, what places to go to help them. They don't know. You understand?
Okay.
Part of their awareness. So yeah,
Okay, so can you give us the types of these personality disorders?
yeah. So personality disorders are the ones that have been classified in DSM-5
Okay.
are categorized into three categories. That's the cluster A, the cluster B, and the cluster C.
Okay.
So the cluster A is characterized by suspicion. So the first personality disorder in this cluster is paranoid personality disorder.
Mm.
So people with paranoid personality disorder, as the word implies, we use the word paranoid a lot.
Yeah.
They are distrustful of people.
You don't trust other
They don't
people.
trust people, like a heightened a heightened distrust of other people.
Mm.
Like you just always feel like if you in your interactions with people, if the individual is always
Cynical.
yes, cynical, distrustful, like you're always on guard, like this person wants to harm me, this person
Hmm.
wants to cheat me, this person, like any small interaction, what does this person want to do to me? That's paranoia. You're always fearful of how people will harm you. That is paranoia. So when you if you in your assessment of yourself, you notice that okay, I have a heightened distrust, fear of
Hmm.
people. I always feel like people want to harm me. I always feel like people, even all these people that's over spiritual, any small thing, they want to take my destiny.
Yeah.
They want to take my future, my glory. It's part of the paranoia. It's part of the
Okay.
paranoia. So yeah, that is one personality disorder under cluster A.
Okay.
The next one is schizoid personality disorder. People
Schizoid.
schizoid.
Okay.
So people with schizoid personality disorder display little interest in forming personal relationships or partaking in social interactions.
Tend to withdraw
Yeah.
from people.
So some of you that you are feeling that, oh, I'm just an introvert. There's
Can you hear?
difference. So
There's a difference between being an introvert and then suffering from schizoid.
yes, there is
Okay.
difference. Introverts, you just your social battery runs down. You just enjoy company. But schizoid, they people with schizoid, they
Intentionally.
intentionally like they don't like it. Something that characterizes this disorder is they display little interest in forming personal relationships with others. They have very little interest in forming personal relationships
Wow.
with people. They don't want to make friends. They don't
Even
want
with
to
their family
with their
members.
family members. They don't want to have a deeper connection with people. Just stay your own. Let me stay my own. It's very different. They're very different from introverts. Introverts have friends. Introverts like their friends. It's just that in social settings,
They do
do you
not
understand?
like it.
Their social battery runs down quick, but they have friends. They like their friends. They enjoy their friends' company and all that.
Hmm.
So, but this they don't like. They don't want to form
Mingle
anything
with
deep. They don't want to
anybody.
form anything deep at all. They don't want to
Wow.
take. They don't want to partake in any social interactions. There's still one more in the cluster A, but because of time, I'm just going to go to this cluster B. But everything
Okay.
under cluster A just characterizes um suspicion, like
Suspicion.
your interaction with people, interpersonal relationship is just off.
Okay.
So cluster B is emotional and impulsive. That's what characterizes
Cluster
individuals.
B.
Cluster B, they're emotional and impulsive. So the first um personality disorder here, I'm sure it's very popular. It's being thrown around everywhere. My
Okay.
ex-boyfriend, my ex-girlfriend, my mom, my dad, and it is narcissistic personality disorder.
Hmm.
So people with narcissistic personality disorder often believe that they are more important than others. They tend to exaggerate their achievements and may brag about their attractiveness or success.
Hmm.
Other symptoms include the deep need for admiration but lack empathy for others. That is narcissism.
Okay.
Narcissists, there's a big difference from loving yourself and being a narcissist. A narcissist, they only see themselves.
They don't care about other
They
people.
only see themselves. Like you can love yourself, you can be very confident, you can be overconfident even, and still have empathy for others, and still see others, and still allow want to allow people to
Yeah.
shine. But narcissists, no, their main character energy is pro max, like
Mhm.
is pro max 11. What's 11? 20 pro max.
Wow.
That I could even call it illusions of grandeur. Like they exaggerate themselves.
Themselves.
They
They see
see
themselves like, oh,
they are
the
big.
one and only.
So that is it.
Okay, so far she has talked about three personality disorders. She has talked about paranoia.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has talked about
Schizoid.
schizoid, and then she has also talked about narcissism. So, are there other personality disorders?
Yes.
Can we have them?
Yeah. So the next one is in the cluster B, which is characterized by emotional and impulsive. The next one is the histrionics.
Histrionics.
Histrionics
Can you
personality.
please spell that?
HISTRIONIC
Okay,
personality
histrionic.
histrionic personality disorder. Now, people with histrionic personality disorder frequently try to gain more attention by being dramatic or provocative. They may be easily influenced by other people and are sensitive to criticism and disapproval.
Hmm.
So, what characterizes this is they try to gain attention by being dramatic and
Dramatic.
provocative. I'm sure we know,
But I think I am dramatic, but
ah,
I don't want to agree that it's a personality disorder.
right? I'm sure we know people that do too much.
Hmm.
We might tell me as being too,
Do
they are
too
doing too
much.
much. You are overdoing it. But
Okay.
it's actually a personality disorder.
Wow.
To keep things brief, we go to cluster C. This one is another psychology jargon that is thrown around very well carelessly on the world wide web, on the internet. OCD, obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Oh yes, OCD is a personality disorder. People with OCD, they have an overwhelming need for order. They strongly adhere to rules and regulations, and they feel
Hmm.
extremely uncomfortable when perfection isn't achieved. They may even neglect personal relationships to focus on making a project
Wow.
perfect.
We've talked about, different personality disorders. Now let's talk about how to manage them. If someone is suffering from, let's say, narcissism now, is there a way the person can manage it? How are we going to like get the person to know that, oh, this is what you are facing, this is what you are suffering from, and then this is how you can manage it?
So we've already established that the first step to solving a problem is identifying that you have a problem. So if the individual has already identified that he has a problem with his personality or with his behaviors, he's just noticing that his interpersonal relationships, his relationships with his colleagues, everything is just going left. Everything is just somehow. You can reach out to a psychologist or a therapist. The psychologist will put the individual through various assessments, tests, and everything to know the exact problem the individual has. Then the therapist will use the DSM-5. It's a manual that contains all these psychological disorders. After identifying the particular personality disorder that the individual is suffering from, the therapist will undergo different treatment plans for the individual. Like the individual can go through psychotherapy. We have the cognitive behavioral therapy, we have the rational emotive behavioral therapy, we have gestalt, different methods to treat the individual. It depends, because every problem that we have, it's sourced, it's either it is cognitive, it's behavioral, is it physiological, is it psychological, is it problem, like where is the problem stemming from? That is where it will target to change. So if it's you're having some faulty thinking patterns, the therapy will be aimed at changing those thinking patterns. If it's your behavior, the therapy will be aimed at changing this behavior. Okay, don't do this. If you do like, you understand. So you can, there's psychotherapy, there's also medication. Some people now with personality disorders that have high anxiety, that comes with high anxiety, they can be put on antidepressants, they can be put on mood stabilizers, anti-anxiety medications. Do you understand? So these are some of the ways. These are the ways that personality disorders can be managed and treated. If you can still function, you can. Some people now, their personality disorders another extreme. They are still functional in society. They can still guide. They can still mask up. They are functional. But some people, it is very extreme. In fact, it's a clinical case at this moment. So they need help. They need help as soon as possible. It cannot be managed it cannot be managed by self-help and Google. In its extreme cases, you need to reach out to a professional to get to help you, to help yourself.
Thank you so much. I hope you've learned a thing or two from this episode. How, how to identify some personality disorders and how to manage them. And then, just like she said, if you know your personality disorder is in the extreme, you need to see a psychologist. You need to see a therapist so that they can help you with the best ways to manage yours. You understand? So yeah, this is where we draw the curtain on this show, and please do ensure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here. Also, make sure that you share with other people. You need to be aware of the problem you have before you cannot even say that you want to find a solution to it. We need to be complete individuals so that it's going to help us fast track our success. It's going to make our society a better place. So just in case you've been having OOCD, you've been having narcissism, you've been paranoid about so many things, and you feel like, oh, it's normal. Please, it's not normal. You need to seek help ASAP. You need to seek help as soon as possible. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. She is a psychology enthusiast, and she has been able to shed light on this topic. Once again, my name is L to the O to the LLYCIOUS. You know me as Delicious. With this, I'm signing out on the show. Virtual hugs. What am I
I'm
saying?
not moved by what I